If you are thinking on buying a home in 2023, I have some great news for you. I'm going to show you how you can score up to $22,000 to help you pay for your house. Hi everybody, my name is Fernando Herboso with MAXUS Realty Group, and today I'm going to be bringing you this great news for you. If you are a Montgomery County resident, if you're living in Montgomery and you also work in Montgomery County in Maryland, I'm going to show you this trick, how you can get up to $22,000 to help you buy a home in 2023. Let's get it started because this is very exciting, and I just want to show you right away how you can do that for yourself. So if you're renting for a home and you're living in Montgomery County, you can score up to $22,000 as a gift purchase or loan to be able to do this. And there are certain things that you have to be qualified, obviously, and we're gonna give you all this information right away so you can know exactly if you can qualify for this. How to buy a house, $22,000 help. This is for your closing costs and your down payment, which basically is almost everything you're gonna need in order for you to buy a home. You know, purchasing a home is one of the best ways to invest in your future. And we know that this is going to be one of the biggest financial transactions you're going to do in your life. You know, you deserve to get connected with the right professional from the very beginning. Don't waste your time with somebody who doesn't know or who doesn't know how to be able to bring you these best programs for you to be able to buy a home. You need to get with somebody who's experienced, who knows that they're working on this all the time. And precisely why we bring in this news to you today, because I think this is a great way to be able to save money and buy a home, especially if you don't have enough money to buy a home right now. And it's coming directly from the Housing Opportunities Commission, the HOC, and they are committed in making sure that the home ownership in Montgomery County is going to go up. You know, what a great county to live in United States. If you live in Montgomery County, Maryland, you know, we're blessed not only with the government, the schools, and the type of life that we have around here, but at the same time, they invest on us. They invest on the people. They don't want you to be a renter, and this is the reason why they're trying to give you all this loan and down payments assistance that you can have so you can buy a home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. But you must live in Montgomery County. That is the only requirement. So we're gonna start with option number one. You know, if you are one person, you have to be working in Montgomery County. You can obtain 5% purchase price, up to the 5% of the purchase price of a house, up to $10,000 in a way that is going to be a loan to you. This loan has to be repaid, and the payments is going to be about $106.07. It is going to be a 10-year loan that is going to be a 5% simple interest. And this is something that can help you, especially if you don't have enough money to begin with. You get up to $10,000 right away, and you can use this money for your closing costs and for your down payment. But that's not all the good news. The other part is the option number two, which I want you to also utilize. And this is, they're going to give you 3% of the purchase of the property, you know, as a way to help you purchase this home for your down payment and your closing costs. And if you live in the property for more than 5 years, you don't have to pay it back. You can keep it. So 3% of the purchase price, we're talking about in a $400,000 home, that's $12,000 you can have. So then the thing is that you can combine those two options. The first option with the $10,000 and the second option with the $12,000. So basically, giving you an example, for a $400,000 purchase price, you get the $10,000 from the first option, you get the $12,000 for the second option, you got a total of $22,000 that you can spend for your down payment and closing costs to buy a home in Montgomery County right now. And guess what? You don't have to come out with one single dollar because you can do that with this money right away. That is the great news. So let me tell you about the qualifications because this is very important. Not everybody will be able to qualify for this. Your credit score is what is the most important factor in here. You know, you must have about 660 to be able to qualify for this type of program. and your debt to income ratio should be a maximum of 45%. Okay, stop there. I know that a lot of people don't understand what is a debt to income maximum and ratios and all that stuff. And I'm going to explain to you, and like you're 5 years old. So if you're making $10,000 a month, the bank is looking at your application, the bank wants to give you this money, and the county wants to give you this money so you can help you buy a home. So they're going to look at your application and they're going to find out how much money you make every month. So if you're making $10,000 a month, as an example, which is, I know this is a good salary, somebody making $10,000 a month. So the debt to income maximum ratio, they say 45%. That means that you cannot spend no more than 45% of those $10,000 to pay your bills. So that means that you have $4,500. Why is that important? Because the bank knows that if you have bills under 45%, so you're going to have still another $5,500, another 55% of your $10,000. So you can pay for your clothes, you can pay for your gas, for your car, for your insurance, for your taxes, and to going out, going to restaurants, vacation trips. They know that there are certain percentage of your income is going to be going to that. So to have a balanced life, the bank has determined that 45% is a good balanced day, 45% for your debts and 55% for the rest of it. So if you're in that position, then you can buy a home and they can give you an approval to buy a home. But if your debts are 60% or 70%, that means that for every $10,000 that you're making a month, $7,000 is going to pay your bills. You hardly have any money left to do anything less. So that's the reason why they know that you're going to have problems paying for the house later on. So you don't want to have that. So that's the reason why the bank is going to always put a cap on the ratio of your debt to income. This is the debt that you have versus the income that you're creating every single month. Now, if your credit score is 680, much better for you, because when you put this application for this program, if you have 680, you're going to have the debt to income up to 50%. That means that you can owe a little bit more than debts, basically 50%. So if you're making $10,000, you can have debts up to $5,000 and that will be okay for them. So remember, 660 is at 45%, 680 credit score is at 50%. So what are the other qualifications for the conventional loan? Is the conventional loan, they're going to be able to give you a loan that also for a 640 credit score, which is less, So 640, the maximum debt to income is 45%, and obviously in a conventional, if you have 680 or better credit score, then that means that you can go up to 50% and everything is okay. So remember that you can buy a home from 640 middle score. This is important because if you cannot qualify for the 660 and the 680, they can give you a loan for the 640, but then they're going to reduce the debt to income max to 43%, and then they're going to ask you to come out with some more money, $1,000, and the deal for you. They're going to make sure that you have 2 months reserve, that it cannot exceed 120% of the current rate. What does that mean? Meaning that if you have 640 middle score, then you don't have much clout with the bank. The bank is looking at you with one crooked eye, and saying, you have 640 bonds. Okay, we're going to give you this loan. We're going to be able to give you this loan, but your debts cannot go no more than 43%. So if you're making $10,000, your debts cannot exceed $4,300 a month. Okay, I'm good with that. Perfect. You have to come with at least $1,000 from your pocket to put into the deal. Perfect. I have it. Don't worry about it. You have to have 2 months reserves in order for you to be able to go forward with this. What does that mean? 2 months reserves, meaning that if you're making $10,000 a month, you have to have $20,000 saved up on the bank. That's 2 months of your salary in case you get sick, in case you get laid off or something happens. The bank wants to feel good about their loan coming to you, and they want to make sure you're going to be able to pay. And this is why they're requiring you to have these 2 months reserve, so you can show that you have enough money in case something happens to your job. You remember, they are not asking you for these things and the other type of loans when you have credit score is 680 or maybe even higher, 700 points, only because your credit is 640. That's how important is the credit score. Then after that, you cannot exceed 120% of your current rent. So that means that if you're paying $1,000, as an example, because I know there's not $1,000 more rent, but $1,000 rent, then if you buy a house, your house payment cannot be $1,200. So that is as simple as that. So if it's $1,000 your rental right now that you're paying, when you buy in this house with this program, cannot exceed 120%. So your payment should not be no more than $1,200. Obviously, when I double that at $2,400 for a house, that your payment is going to be $2,000, and you can keep going up. But remember, 120% cannot be exceeded from the monthly payment that you're making right now on rental if your credit score is 640 right now. What about your income limits and the family size? If you're one person trying to exceed, and if you're one person trying to buy your house by yourself and all that, you can make up to $105,000 in Montgomery County and still qualify for this thing. So basically, up to $105,000, you can qualify for this help. And if you're making $110,000 by yourself, obviously you don't need the help to buy a home. You're going to have to buy a home yourself. So up to $105,000, yes, you qualify. If you have two people, husband and wife, we're talking about $151,000 for a couple. So between the income of the two person in the house cannot be exceeded for over $151,200, and then you can qualify. And what happens if you're three? What happens if you're a husband, a wife, and a son that doesn't want to move from home and wants to stay in the house and insists on helping you to pay for a house? So great, you have three people in the household. All three people cannot make no more than $176,400 combined. Then if you make less than that, yes, you can qualify. You can get this $22,000 for you to be able to buy this home. So what are the other numbers that you need to know? The maximum sales price for the house is $653.86. So hold on. The maximum loan amount is $647,200. So look at the difference, but this is the maximum sales price. So you cannot buy a house higher than $653,000 in Montgomery County. So finally, I want to tell you, I am a broker with, basically I'm with Samsung Properties, MAXUS Realty Group of Samsung Properties. Our office is in Rio, right in Gettysburg. You know that Guapo's restaurant, that big building on top. I'm in that building. I'm on the 6th floor. If you decided you want to go and explore, if this is something that can be helpful for you to buy a home, we have a whole team of agents waiting for you to be able to do this. The only thing you have to do is give me a call. You can call me at this number, 301-246-0001, or let me give you my personal cell phone number so I can get these phone calls right in the middle when I'm doing a video, 240-426-5754, and I can assure you I will respond to your call if I don't answer right away. 240-426-5754. Again, my name is Fernando Herboso. I am ready to help you. And if you're really looking to buy a home in 2023, I'm your guy. I'm the person that's going to help you make it possible. I have a whole group of agents. They're ready to serve you, and they're going to give you all this information right from the very beginning so you can take advantage of it and save money. Everybody should know that. Everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to save money. Well, we can do that for you when you buy a home. See you guys.